The views, takes, and opinions expressed on this show are of the host's own and do not represent the views, takes, and opinions of the Main Event Mark, PWPH Wrestling Network, and its affiliates. Material and sources mentioned in this episode is for general and commentary purposes only. This episode might include strong language and may not be suitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Stay safe and stay wrestle, everyone. Welcome to the Main Event Mark.
Yun. Welcome to yet another episode of the show, the Main Event Mark Podcast. Again, thank you for listening on today's episode of the show. So, today's episode will be a different one. So, we're just going to talk about my predictions for NXT No Mercy. So, NXT No Mercy, No Mercy was is set on the 1st of September. So it will be held in Denver, Colorado, and it will be streamed on WWE platforms, and it will be feature a lot of wrestlers and TNA. So it's huge, no? Then Halloween Havoc is also a premium live event. Premium live event siya. October 27 after Bound for Glory. Actually, that's pretty interesting on how this will go. No? Then, I cannot wait to see more of this though. Yun. So, let's start with this. So, I'm pretty excited on how NXT No Mercy will go. Then, Joe Hendry, wow, that was huge, no? Then him challenging for the belt was pretty amazing to me. But we will discuss my thoughts on this show going forward as we are scrolling down the whole card on this show. No? So, kata ng katawan ko. Eto. So, here's the card for this NXT No Mercy. So let's talk about it. So currently we have 6 matches on the card, and I don't think we're getting more. So let's start with Wesley versus Zachary Wentz or Zach Wentz and WWE. So this is pretty personal. So Wesley became problematic na hindi marunong mag-take ng accountability prick, and he doesn't take himself seriously. That's his problem, no? So, parang naaliwaan ako sa story na to ni Wes. But, yeah, as expected, I think Wesley should get the win here. And it's not came close. So, yeah, Wesley is definitely winning on this match. Then, we are scrolling down. Yeah, so let's continue with the other matches here on this card. So we have Kelani Jordan versus Wendy Chu for the NXT Women's North American title. Personally, I really think that two things might happen. Number one, Kelani Jordan is cementing herself to be the best woman in the lower card division of NXT Women's Division. Then Roxanne is going to be giving Stephanie Baker or Julia priority seat on the title picture. So I think Kelani is doing a really good job. She needs promo lessons though. Medyo maano pa ako sa promos niya. But she is amazing. She's like Will Ospreay of the women's division right now. So yeah, I think Kelani Jordan needs to win. Wendy Chu, hindi pa ramdam yung credibility niya, and I have to see her win at Halloween Havoc instead. Mas appropriate yun. So, Oba Femi versus Tony D for the North American title. I don't really think that Oba is losing anytime soon. So, it is what it is. Let's put Oba Femi in a perspective. So, Oba Femi retains. Then, Chase U versus Nathan Fraser and Axiom. Matagal nang medyo may alitan sila Nathan and Axiom. I don't think they're winning either. So let's choose the obvious here and let's choose the pick choice here. So I'm gonna give my predictions to Chase U and I hope they can capitalize their story here. Then Roxanne Perez versus Jada Parker. Jada Parker was or is a pretty good, impressive wrestler as of right now. I really love her, but obviously this Roxanne's time, and this just a setup for a possible debut na ilalabas nila later on. And I think they might be introducing Julia to WWE Universe. I don't want to see them rebrand Julia. I'm gonna kill WWE if they did that. I swear. Yun. Then we have the main event. Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry for the NXT title. I swear to God, if they're going to screw Ethan Page, make it make sense. So I want Josh Alexander to appear in NXT. That's the only credible way to see him win. Then Ethan Page and Trick can beat their living hell of each other. Then Josh Alexander and Joe Hendry can integrate their storylines. No? I cannot wait to see more of this. So Friday naman kasi yung show, Saturday is taping, Sunday is No Mercy. So anything is possible at this point. So Ethan Page, obviously. So habang tayo ay nag-i-scroll sa ating pong coverage here, doon na tayo sa ating headlines for main event this week. So, Fightful News, Mercedes Moné wants to face Mariah May, and then she called Tony Storm incredible. Also, Stone Cold Steve Austin, he said that he wanted to appear on WrestleMania 41. Then, yun nga, Andrade defeated Pete Dunne to retain the Speed title. I discussed that on the beginning of this episode. That was impressive. Definitely the best match on his run as Speed champion, in my opinion. And then, medyo natawa ako dito. Ilya Dragunov thinks his family hates his style in wrestling. So it's funny. But yeah, I guess. Then, Miyu Yamashita announced for MLPW Forge and Excellence. This is a really good pick. Then, Samoa Joe picked. Sorry. Samoa Joe picked ROH as his favorite company. So yeah, that was amazing. Very given then because it was established there. Then Swerve challenged Hangman Page for All Out in a steel cage match, and it was made official too on this week's Dynamite. We're not gonna discuss that because discuss natin siya sa live natin ng mas mahaba. So Mike Santana said that I'm having the most fun I ever had in my career in TNA. Then, Baron Corbin believes TNA will provide extra motivation to NXT talent. Actually, I agree with this, no? I agree with this kasi itong partnership na to, parang it really proves na kahit sinasabi ni Scott D'Amore sa podcast ni Chris Van Vliet na medyo talo sa TNA dito because of the ratings. Well, nasa maliit na network kasi ang access. Kahit nung masa AEW TNA, medyo baba rin yun. But I can say that this is a big motivation, especially trainers kasi, yung mga trainees kasi, yung mga nasa PC. So, I really think that this is a really good deal for TNA na also WWE as a run. No? Pero I would love to see more of TNA vets on WWE programming like Josh Alexander. Would love to see Nick Nemeth too. Then, may mga big stars nila like sila Moose. Yan, Moose. I would love to see Moose in the WWE programming soon. But in change, sana may mga main eventers din like Roxanne Perez, Imagine, AJ Styles at Bound for Glory. Especially it's in Detroit. That was amazing. Then Minchin hopes to win WWE Gold in 2025. Whenever it's a tag titles, maybe a new mid-card title. Amazing and interesting too. Then, so Eddie Dennis is set to challenge for the Progress World title next month. And that should be an interesting match if you're asking me. So let's see what will happen. So Nick Nemeth, since leaving WWE, nearly every single person I wrestled has been phenomenal. Which is very given. Charis. Joke lang. So we have North Wrestling to air on Extreme Global TV and the Freeview. Good. Yatin alam yung promotion na yan. So for UK people, that should be a big deal for you. Jon Moxley. Ito. I want to talk about this. Mas mahaba. Kasi hindi ko siya natakal ng mahaba sa live. No? Ito. Itong hostile takeover na to ni Jon Moxley sa AEW programming, I really think that this actually a really good idea if it will be executed properly. I don't need a Shane McMahon here. I don't need someone who is running their heads just for clout. I just want Jon Moxley to be the mentor and someone that they can groom for the future. Like someone like Darby, but I doubt Darby will be the one. But I really want someone na mag-groom ni Moxley here. Na parang siya yung mentor like that. And si Marina Shafir, yung woman that can beat the living hell of the woman too. Just like Judgment Day or other stables that they have. Yun. I could not comment pa. Medyo binibuild pa nila to. I cannot wait to see more of this hostile takeover and I'm not going to like it if it's Shane. It's terrible if it's Shane. Then, the Nick Nemeth match versus Josh Alexander should be fun. That was actually amazing. Then the full match by Elegance. Match by Elegance was actually amazing. I watched it earlier on TNA Plus. That was pretty impressive if you're asking me. And that was solid. If you are following TNA, you should watch it. Last bit of news here. Konti na lang to. So, Mystico, Kenta, TJP, and Bad Dude Tito are advancing to the semifinals in the Opera Cup for MLW. Then, also, Minoru Suzuki and Ikoro Kwan won the tag team titles on MLW. Then also si Donovan Dijak made this MLW debut. And it's actually impressive debut if you ask me. So, yun. That was really impressive to me. Then, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about Emergence because Emergence is set later on, so di na siya aabot, but we're going to include that on our review next event, no? Then we are having Josh Barnett's Bloodsport on November 24, that's Sunday. And then we have the TNA Impact, like what I said, the title match of Jordan and Ashby Elegance. This match was amazing. You have to watch it. It's basically a brawl, but that was amazing. Match by Elegance, really good match. Then yun nga, yung balita kanina na umugong sa Netflix that Mr. McMahon, director, said the goal behind the documentaries was to pull back the curtain and to reveal more insights of the series, and that would be interesting. So Mr. McMahon, again, it was announced that they're going to have a movie about Mr. McMahon's rise and fall in the WWE canon, and I cannot wait to see more of the movie. once we're able to watch it. That's actually amazing. So AEW Dynamite ratings. So 691,000. I have to show this. Yan. According to WrestleNomics, it's actually 691K. So it's kind of down from last week, 698. Then the demographic, thanks to WrestleNomics again, it's 0.22 for 18 to 49. Then first pa din, obviously, ang AEW Dynamite. Then, yeah, that's it. So, then also yung kay Artem nga, nabalita natin, Artem was arrested due to domestic violence. So, that's sad news. Then, yeah. Si Nikki Cross, nabalitaan natin that she signed again with WWE. Huge news. Very impressive, if you're asking me. Then, it was confirmed that Janelle Grant was not interviewed during this thing for the documentary. And actually fine. I mean, we respect their side. And I should respect the side of her, and it should not be talked about then, unless they're going to reveal some details of it. But yeah, that should be a fun documentary if you ask me. But I am not really expecting a lot. I hope will be an interesting one. Yan. That should be it for Balitang Wrestling. Thank you very much for everyone who joined me on this week's bunch of episodes here on the main event. That's 3 episodes for a week. For this week. It's pretty impressive. Next week should be a fun. The Bash in Berlin review, same format. Magganto pa rin tayo. Then, yung live stream as always, we will discuss All Out naman. Then, No Mercy, ganun din. Pagsamahin na lang natin. Then, good Lord. That's a ton of wrestling in 1 week. I'm glad that it's kind of long for a gap for this wrestling crap. So, that should be it here on the Main Event Mark podcast. Again, you can follow and support the show on all of the social media platforms at Main Event Mark PW. You should catch all of the episodes this week because it connects the dots and it's actually amazing. You should support the show on Patreon, patreon.com/Main Event Mark PW for all of our shows. Again, you can support as well our friends over on Pro Wrestling Philippines Club on Facebook and on X at PWPH Select. Next week on the PWPH podcast, we are now going to discuss the first show of Puso Wrestling. That's Ulan Tibok with our friends Paulo Garcia and the returning Ador na tatawagin na natin correspondent Ador going forward, starting with that episode. And it's pretty amazing that she's part of the show. So if you want to catch that episode, you should subscribe to PWPH Select. And to catch the episode next week, I'm going to upload that in surprise. Para di nyo mahulaan kung kailan ko siya i-upload. But for the meantime, thank you very much again for listening on the Main Event Mark podcast. I hope everyone is fine. I hope everyone is safe. Stay safe. Stay Raso. Happy weekend. And see you later. Bye for now.